race fans, we appreciate you tuning in tonight here on Dirt Track and Tuesday, being brought to you by Booze Brothers Performance in conjunction with Sebco Village Mart. And hey, if you're watching that race at 411 Speedway on Flow Racing, we appreciate you doing that. Keep us up to date on what's happening down there at Flow Racing. And we also want to thank RBS Auto and Trailer Sales. Tonight's show is being brought to you by the Natural Bridge Speedway. On October the 23rd, they're going to have the All-Star Series, $2,500 to win. It's Racer and Fan Appreciation Night. Now, we're going to have an individual, and I don't know if we want to call him the promoter or just a supporter. John's going to be with us on the phone, and we're also going to have a modified driver with us, as well as Alan Saggy. And our segment sponsor for tonight, for this first segment, Garvin Signs. Give them a call, 240-385-4468. Man, these guys do all kinds of stuff. Helmets, uniforms, your vehicle, race cars, Greencastle, Pennsylvania, Garvin Signs and Graphics. Give them a shout, 240-385-4465, and tell them Turn 5 sent you. Again, October the 23rd at Natural Bridge Speedway, a lot of good things happening. Numerous divisions will be there. It's going to be exciting. And like I mentioned earlier, if you're watching Flow Racing at 411 Speedway, we appreciate you doing that, supporting Flow Racing. Let us know how things are going. I'm Danny Wilson. Shay Judy's in the house. Alan Saggy will be with us shortly. Corey Simmons, man, this guy got stuck at the airport, so we don't know where he's at. We thought he'd be flying in on the Learjet, the Turn 5 Learjet later on tonight, but he's not going to make it, so stick with us here on Dirt Track and Tuesday. We will be right back, race fans. Share this as much as you possibly can. Turn 5 Turnaround, in conjunction with Antietam Media Services, proudly presents to you Dirt Track and Tuesday. Dirt Track and Tuesday is being brought to you by Booze Brothers Performance, specializing in new and used racing parts. Booze Brothers Performance in Marion, PA. Sebco Village Mart. Get your gas and goodies at Sebco Village Mart in Marion, PA. RBS Auto and Trailer Sales, located in Sykesville, Maryland. RBS Auto and Trailer Sales. Roy's Body Shop. No job too big or too small for Roy's Body Shop in Sykesville, Maryland. Jim and McFarland Custom Painting and Wall Coverings, located in Winchester, Virginia. Book your dream hunt today with Big Cove Whitetail Trophy Hunts, located in Big Cove Tannery, PA. Viper Risk Management Group, specializing in your insurance needs, located in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. D&D Auto Recycling. They're also a Sunoco race fuel dealer, located in Williamsport, Maryland. Hyatt Racing Products, specializing in your safety, located in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Chaz's Used Auto Parts and Towing in Tawnytown, Maryland. We also need to thank KRS Graphics in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Flores Tree Services, covering Virginia, West Virginia, and beyond. The guys from PA, Sprint Car Live, Beer Hill Gang TV. Linux of Sykesville, Maryland. WRT Speedworks, a leader in racing photography. Champion Auto Sales in Winchester, Virginia. Saffel Photography. Team 95, Dan's Auto Body, Michael Wattabelli Jr. Dirt on Dirt, Flow Racing. And if you're looking to represent your race team or get some Turn 5 clothing, go to mbsportscollectibles.com. Again, race fans, we appreciate you tuning in tonight. Tonight's show is being brought to you by Natural Bridge Speedway. The All-Star Series, the American All-Star Series, will be at the Natural Bridge Speedway on October the 23rd. That is Saturday, October the 23rd. It's Racer and Fan Appreciation Night. They're going to have some other divisions as well. And we're going to be talking to a key person on the phone in regards to this particular event down at Natural Bridge Speedway. So their schedule on their website doesn't show this, or at least it didn't the other day. So this is up to date with what's happening down there at Natural Bridge Speedway. October the 23rd, you need to get down there and enjoy that race. Again, this segment is being brought to you by Garvin Signs and Graphics out of Greencastle, Pennsylvania. They do a ton of stuff for your business, for your race team. Give them a call, 240-385-4468. How you doing, Shay?
Doing pretty good. Now you're muted me.
I know I had you muted. I'm sorry. I apologize. Trying to do too much over here. I got the computer, got this going on, a little bit of everything. Hey, we got some new people watching tonight. Whether it's through Antietam Media or through Turn 5. And we wanted to give a quick history as to how Turn 5 got started. And believe it or not,
Turn 5 has been in existence since 2008. I started at a local racetrack just with a small handheld camera interviewing drivers before and after the races. And it just kind of grew from there. And probably 6 years ago, we started doing the live show. We really didn't have a name for it. And then I guess it was about 4 years ago, we came up with Dirt Track and Tuesday. And so we are more than just this Tuesday night show. We have a Monday night show called The Lead Lap that we air from time to time with Corey and you. And then Alan does a lot of vintage pictures. But probably our biggest thing that we do is we support the tracks that want our support. And whether it's me, you, Alan, Corey, we're out there taking pictures, video, interviews. A lot of people don't know this. We reach and engage with over 1 million people each month. So we're not just a small time deal. That we reach a lot of individuals not only through our Facebook page but also through our website. And it's awesome. We appreciate everybody that supports what we do, and we have a lot of fun with it, and we just keep growing. And by the grace of God, hopefully we can keep doing this for however many more years.
Yeah, because a lot of people, will come up to me, especially on the sprint car side, and say, "Hey, I thought you guys were just late model people." Well, and I explained to them, I was like, we're late model people. We also cover sprint cars, and we cover the big block of small block modifies from time to time, as well as several other divisions throughout the racing area. So we're more than just a 2-division show.
Absolutely, and we've interviewed from 4 cylinders, front wheel drive 4 cylinders, all the way up to NASCAR people with our show. And again, we've been very blessed to be able to interview some of the people that we've interviewed. But we wanted to give you race fans just a quick kind of recap as to who we are and where we've started and where we anticipate going. And I think the sky's the limit for us as far as what we can offer to the race teams, to the fans, to the track promoters that want us to be involved with their facilities. And, without those sponsors that are down there at the bottom of that screen, we do this free of charge to you. All you got to do is log in and watch the show. And we appreciate you, race fans, for doing what you do, supporting us and sharing this as much as you possibly can. Because the more you share it, the more we can grow our numbers and keep doing this at no additional charge. So.
And who would have thought that just a couple years ago, when you actually started the old handheld recording deal, you were doing it at the Hagerstown Speedway, the track that used to run Oktoberfest back in the day. And for those of you guys who are longtime supporters of racing, you guys may remember the old Oktoberfest 350 back in the day. That's where it started there at Hagerstown, and now it's all over the place. They got you filming for Dirt on Dirt and Flow Racing from time to time.
Yep.
So you could be pretty much anywhere, and then you never know where Alan, Corey, or myself will be. So
I do have a question for the race fans, and I'm curious to see how people pronounce this. Is it Portsmouth or Portsmouth, the Speedway this weekend? What is the proper pronunciation?
I'm a redneck, so whatever I pronounce, it's going to be wrong anyhow.
To me, it should be Portsmouth, but most people pronounce it Portsmouth.
I'd say it's probably Portsmouth.
That's what I'm thinking it is, but I'm curious what the race fans have to say, and I know it's going to be hard for them to spell it out on the page there, but I'm just curious because I'm going there this weekend, and I'm going to ask people what is the proper pronunciation because of the way it's spelled.
Well, I'll tell you what, it might be one of those deals where you have to be from the town to know how it's pronounced properly. Kind of like Gerardstown, West Virginia.
Yep.
It's pronounced Gerardstown. Some people pronounce it Gerardstown, and the people that really don't take too kindly to you mispronouncing the town, they will correct you on it in a not so nice tone of voice.
Well, we don't want to upset anybody. I'm just curious of what the proper pronunciation is because I'm going to be there Friday and Saturday filming for Dirt on Dirt, and
now
pretty excited about
here's another one for you. Is it for another racetrack up in New York? Is it Weed Sport or Weed Sport Speedway?
Ooh, I don't know. The fans will tell us, or at least I hope they tell us, because they might tell us something wrong instead of just maybe getting really mad.
Real quick, I actually did have a question from one of our viewers that I met at the Lincoln Speedway. He wanted me to make sure that that you didn't fat finger the contact information this time, so you knew to call the right number and not call the wrong number.
So if you're just now watching the show, last week we had a mishap. I dialed the wrong number not once but twice trying to get a hold of one of our guests. It was completely my fault. Shay gave me the right number. I punched it in my phone completely wrong. And it's no wonder they didn't confirm that they were going to be on the show. So what I did today, I made sure that they did confirm with my phone to make sure that everything's right for tonight. And hopefully I don't do that again. It'll happen again. I know it will.
Sometime down the road.
Well, that's what happens when you get old. You forget things. So, we got a really good show lined up tonight. And,
Yes, we do.
And you're the one modified driver that you lined up for us.
Billy Pouch Jr.
Bill, thank you. Because earlier when we went, see, here we go. I digress. But Billy, I'm anxious to hear a little bit of history about him because I went to his page and he's raced not just modifieds. He's raced some other cars, and I believe he's planning on being at Port Royal this weekend, and he's going to be one of the top runners.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. He's raced everything from big block modifieds to little midgets in the Chili Bowl, and I think he also ran maybe a midget over at the Elegant City Banquet Hall. I know I'm pronouncing the name of it wrong, but I know it's something Banquet Hall. And he's also run even a sprint car. He actually ran a 410 sprint car earlier this year over at Action Track. So just this year alone, he has been in, I think it's like maybe 5 or 6 different race cars just this year alone. And plus, I also mentioned Action Track. He's also run a speedster over there this year as well throughout the summer months.
And then we're going to have John Philpott. He is helping out at Natural Bridge Speedway. He'll be with us on the phone. And we had mentioned earlier that Natural Bridge Speedway is the sponsor for tonight's show. And on October the 23rd, the American All-Star Series will be in town. And they're going to have some other divisions tied in with that. So it's going to be a really good night. October the 23rd, Natural Bridge Speedway. Interesting to chat with him because he's got an extensive background in go-kart racing. And he's really helping out Natural Bridge Speedway, so that's going to be good. If you are watching the Flow Racing event at 411 Speedway, give us some updates as to who's winning fast time, heat races, so on and so forth, if you don't mind.
Yes, indeed, because we're in here in the studio and somebody is a little too cheap to invest in another TV, so we can have it over here on the side so we can be able to watch what's going on.
We got these 2 TVs, and then there's one in front of us so we can see what's being streamed out. You want another TV in here?
Yeah, we big time now, don't you know?
All right, we'll see what we can do. Make that happen. That would be. I think that might be distracting for me because I got enough going on over here with all this.
Yeah.
I would definitely dial the wrong number. That is for certain. It looks like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, not sure where you went this past weekend, but I will tell you this. I did manage to get on the road this past weekend. Did you happen to go any places this past week?
I did not. I actually took the weekend off. I was supposed to be at Tri-County down in Georgia. It got rained out. I was supposed to be at Smoky Mountain Speedway. It got rained out. So I was like, heck with it. I'm going to spend some time with my wife. Got a bug in here. I'm going to spend some time with my wife because I do have the next couple weeks that I'm going to be tied up with some different events. So I didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
And it felt good in some aspects.
I can imagine. This past weekend, I actually went to see the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars up at the Port Royal Speedway on Friday night and got to see Kerry Madsen pick up a win up there on Friday night. And I also went to Lincoln. Now, I'll tell you this. This past weekend, I got to witness not one but 2 feel-good wins this past weekend. The first one was Friday night. They had the limited late models as the support division at Port Royal, and Barry Miller picked up his first career win at the Port Royal Speedway this past Friday, and his second win, I believe it's his second win of the season, and so pretty cool to actually see him finally be able. He's been close several times. He does have a win at Port as a car owner, just not as a driver. So it's pretty cool to see him being back in victory lane. And then on Saturday, I went to the Lincoln Speedway. They had super late models up there, and Ross Robinson picked up the win up there on Saturday night. And as a lot of you race fans know, he actually had a loss in his family here not too long ago. Actually, I think it's been about a month ago now. So you can tell that that win really it was really special for him.
Well, speaking of Port Royal Speedway, we have highlights from this past weekend for the sprint car event being brought to you by DirtStation.com, the world's largest library. Races going all the way back into the 30s. You need to get your subscription, DirtStation.com.
A $10,000 top prize here tonight. We bump that up to $15,000 tomorrow as Anthony Macri and Kerry Madsen roll slowly into turn 3. They make their way to the stripe, and night 1 of the Nittany Showdown is underway at the Port Royal Speedway.
Anthony Macri, drag racing, 1 and 2, lead going down the backstretch is going to be Anthony Macri, but here comes a run by Madsen. They are side by side in the turns 3 and 4.
The madman down low, Anthony Macri up high on the racetrack. Madsen slides high in front of the 39N. Kerry Madsen leads lap number 1. Anthony Macri second and Brad Sweet in third as they both 1 and 2. Kerry Madsen and Logan Schuhart duking it out for the lead. Madsen to the high side. Schuhart makes the move to the inside. He'll take the lead. Kerry Madsen now with a run back up the inside of the back straight. I'm going to reclaim the top spot into turn number 3. Can Madsen make the pass stick? He can, at least for the moment.
Schuhart tried to turn the car back under him, can't quite do it as Kerry Madsen. He will lead another lap. Close racing there in turn 1 as Schuhart had to run, but he had to check up there, and he's still with the striking. It's there are nose to tail in the 3. Here comes Logan Schuhart, but Madsen will sideways.
Caution.
Trouble right in front of your leaders. Yes, Johnny, the caution flag will wave.
Wow, close call for the leaders in that one.
Logan Schuhart now coming to a stop on the inside of turn number 4.
Lance DeWeese all over Kerry Madsen out of turn 4. They race nose to tail under the white flag. 1 lap to go at Port Royal. Can DeWeese steal the victory in the final circuit? The madman down low, DeWeese up high, down the back straightaway for the final time. They make their way into turn number 3, and DeWeese is going to have a chance at this one.
Here comes DeWeese. Can he make the pass? Madsen slides out. Now DeWeese turns the car. They drag race down to the line, and it's going to be Kerry Madsen getting the first night of the Nittany Showdown here at the Port Royal Speedway.
I was a bit rusty at the start of the night, and they just kept tuning on the car for me and getting me more comfortable, and just really good early. And then, I was watching and seen Lance was a second, and I was watching the board. You can actually watch a board, and I kind of started getting a bit too low in 1 and 2 and lost some time, and I seen him up there, and I probably tried to run defense there the last 2 laps too hard and should have ran my line, but what a fantastic race car, and I just want to thank the team, Todd, Ayrton, everyone on TSR, Misha, just Tony Stewart, obviously, just everybody, even the 15 team, they're unbelievable as well, and just glad to be back, I'll tell you that.
Spencer Baston, Jacob Allen come down to the chalk line. And ladies and gentlemen, the final night of the Nittany Showdown here at the Port Royal Speedway is green. Great start by the 1A of Jacob Allen as he will lead the Thundering Herd down the backstretch.
Jacob Allen with the lead. Spencer Baston closing quickly as they reach the end of the back straightaway. Baston dives down to the inside of the speedway in 3 and 4, slides up in front of the Shark Racing 1A. Spencer Baston will lead the opening lap. Jacob Allen second, and Kerry Madsen in the 3rd spot.
Here comes Brett Marks putting a bit on the 4th spot with the 11K. Craig Kinzer and give it to Marks, but hang on. Here comes Craig Kinzer with another run. They're side by side in turns 3 and 4.
Craig Kinzer with the 4th spot for the moment, but Brent Marks has the momentum on the high side of the speedway. He sails around the 11K, and now Brad Sweet up to challenge Craig Kinzer for a top 5 spot. Baston puts the right rear on the cushion through 1 and 2 and takes it down the back straightaway for the final time. He won with the Outlaws earlier this year in Ohio in the Brad Doty Classic, and Spencer Baston now will go flag to claim the $15,000 top prize in the Nittany Showdown at Port Royal Speedway.
And we want to thank DirtStation.com for providing that amazing footage from Port Royal Speedway. Congratulations to both winners on Friday and Saturday night. DirtStation.com, your leader with the world's largest video library for dirt track racing going all the way back into the 30s. Get your subscription, DirtStation.com.
And that stretches from sprint cars, late models, modifieds, pure stocks. Well, actually, back then they would have called the pure stocks back then late models. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they got a pretty good library. That's for certain. And so if you want to see some old vintage stuff, that is where it's at.
and also at tracks that are still in existence and tracks that are no longer in existence. So definitely worth the subscription for it.
Absolutely. Shay, we got so much happening here in a short period of time as we wrap things up with the season. We're going to be on the air for the next month, and then we're going to take some time off and then come back mid-November, do a couple shows. So we're going to try to jump around a little bit, but there's still, I mean, it's a year-round deal now with racing. Especially with some of these indoor races that they have in December, and then indoor races in January, and then you're back to racing in Florida in February. So there's minimal amount of time, and Dryden has started up this winter thing where you can race through the winter months, weather permitting. So again, it's a year-round deal. We don't get much of a break.
Nope, not at all. Not like it used to be, at least. Yeah. Like you said, it just depends, whether it's the late models, with the Dryden deal, or it's, some other, lower series that's run down there. And plus, don't forget, you also got the guys that are racing over in Australia and New Zealand. So it's summertime over there for them right now. So actually not quite summertime, it's springtime for them, but yeah, so I mean, you have the option to go watch racing all year round.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, what we can do now with technology. A lot of stuff's online. Speaking of online, Flow Racing tonight is where it's at, 411 Speedway. Any updates, anything?
Actually, yes, it said that Nick Hoffman was fast time.
All right, congratulations to Nick Hoffman. Fast time, 411 Speedway, Flow Racing. Get that subscription. You'll be able to see a ton of races live through Flow Racing. Before we take our commercial break here, again, I want to thank Natural Bridge Speedway, October the 23rd. The American All-Star Series will be in action, $2,500 to win. We also have late models, sportsmen, street stocks, pure stocks. It looks like they're going to have a bicycle race. That is at Natural Bridge Speedway on October the 23rd.
And you're going to have a lot of good guys going in there for that race. As you guys can see in the poster, you have Justin Williams. He's been on a tear down there in that part of Virginia this year. Then, of course, you also got Tyler Hoy. And also a gentleman that we've interviewed before, Mr. Walker Arthur, down there at Natural Bridge. He's really good down there, as well as Billy Pouch. Not Billy Pouch. Billy Beachler. There we go. And so it's going to be one heck of a show.
And we want to thank this segment sponsor, Garvin Signs, out of Greencastle, Pennsylvania, 240-385-4468. Tell them Turn 5 sent you. Garvin Signs and Graphics, not only for racing, but also for your business. They'll do helmets, your race car, for your business. They can do your vehicle, your van, whatever it may be. Banners, Garvin Signs in Greencastle, Pennsylvania. Shay, it is about time to get the myth, the legend, the one and only Dr. Alan Saggy on the phone.
Legendary, Dr. Alan Saggy, yes.
Legendary. All right, race fans, we're going to take our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have Alan Saggy on the phone. We'll be right back, race fans. Share this as much as you possibly can. Get you some popcorn. Come on back.
At RBS Auto and Trailer Sales, your buying experience will be second to none. Our friendly staff will walk you through every mechanical part of your trailer before leaving the lot. Regardless of whether it's an enclosed trailer, a flatbed trailer, a gooseneck, or a dump trailer, we want to make sure that you leave with a smile on your face. RBS Auto and Trailer Sales.
Sebco Village Mart, open 24/7, located in Marion, PA on Route 11. Get your gas, cold and warm food, drinks, and goodies at Sebco Village Mart.
DirtStation.com is a dirt track racing website containing full coverage races, highlight reels, and original short stories featuring drivers, tracks, and events going back nearly 80 years.
It is showtime at Williams Grove Speedway.
When folks in the community need to have their vehicle repaired, they think of Roy's Body Shop in Sykesville, Maryland. Since 1962, Roy's Body Shop has been providing a service that will meet or exceed your expectations. So the next time you need your vehicle repaired, think of Roy's Body Shop in Sykesville, Maryland.
Hello, race fans. Again, we want to thank Natural Bridge Speedway for being tonight's sponsor of tonight's show. October the 23rd, that's where you need to be. Natural Bridge Speedway, the American All-Star Series, $2,500 to win. Hey, Shay, RBS Auto and Trailer Sales. Somebody's having a birthday from there.
Yes, they are. Mr. Tanner Kerr himself. Want to wish Tanner Kerr a happy birthday here today. He's one of our segment sponsors for the show. And speaking of segment sponsors, this segment is going to be brought to you in part by Byron's Racing Engines. Those guys have a total of 25 wins just this year alone in the 2021 season. They specialize in steel block, limited late model motors is what their specialty is. If you guys are in the mood for an engine, be sure to give Byron's Racing Engines a call. And the phone number is 814-448-2031.
From what I understand, they'll do more than just steel block late models, but that seems to be their specialty. And so give them a call, man. We'd love to help them out. Barron's Racing Engines, 810-448-2031. You can also find them on Facebook as well.
Yep, and they also actually are the the engine suppliers for limited late model drivers, Devin Hart, as well as Dylan Stake for both the limited and the super side. So there you are.
Excellent. Where are you heading off to this weekend?
Well, this weekend I'm actually going to be going to Port Royal for the 200 lap modified race. But I will say this though, I think I might go back to Sebco Village Mart before I make my way back up there, because I was there this past weekend. I was there on Sunday, and had to go up there to say hello to everyone. And I would have went and had the back of my receipt autographed by Brian Booz, but it was Sunday and Booz Brothers was closed.
You should have called him up.
I don't have his number. You forget it. I'm not as popular as you
Oh,
are.
no. Don't even start that. Don't even start that. See how he treats me? You know, Shay, we travel a lot and put a lot of miles on our vehicles. I know I'm planning on being at. Did the fans say what the proper pronunciation is? Is it Portsmouth or Portsmouth?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Well, that's where I'm going to be for the Lucas Oil race on Friday and Saturday night.
Just say Ohio. I'm going to be at the Dirt Track World Championship in Ohio.
Ohio. There you go. But Friday night is just qualifying, and then Saturday will be the main event. It looks like Tim McCready has already clinched the championship. I believe I've seen where they had already announced that. So they'll be honoring him a little bit there on Saturday, and then they'll have their banquet later in the year. But congratulations to Tim McCready for a great year. Him and his team have worked their butts off this year. And so congratulations to Tim and his team. They definitely earned it.
Indeed. Congrats again to McCready as well as car owner Don Brashear and all the crew members. So it's been a long season. We actually had the chance to interview Tim McCready back earlier this year, and also got to see him win a couple times this year as well between
Absolutely.
Hagerstown and Port Royal. So once again, congratulations to you guys, and we hope to see you all here in a few weeks, whether it be at Bedford for the Keystone Cup or down in Charlotte.
We got a lot of race teams that we support throughout the year, and their seasons have wound down for the most part, but we might see them back out on the track a couple more times. Hopefully we'll see the 2T of Cal Lee back on the track before the season ends. But, who knows? Right now, there's still a few races, but you may have to travel a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, pretty much, this weekend and next weekend, we got super late model races that are going to be taking place at the Bedford Fairgrounds Speedway. And that's really the, if you will, kind of like the send-off for late model racing just in our immediate area, the Mid-Atlantic region. And then afterwards, you got Georgetown Speedway at the end of the month of October. That's going to be having a 2-day super late model show down there. And then plus you also have the World Finals. And that's, if you will, after Georgetown and you head down south, if you want to go to or see any races, it's pretty much going to have to be down south from that point on. So
Absolutely. Well, we're going to get Alan on the phone here in a few minutes, but one more time, Barron's Racing Engines, 814-448-2031. You can find them on Facebook, facebook.com/Barron's Racing Engines. Give them a call. Again, specializing in steel blocks, but they'll build whatever you need to get that race car on the track.
yes, indeed. And I also want to say, a big shout out and thank you to everybody that actually that came up to me this past weekend, whether it be at the Port Royal Speedway or the Lincoln Speedway. And a very cool and kind of a fun fact as well is after races were over at Lincoln, Wesley Bonebrake was actually up there racing. He ended up finishing second in the limited late model feature, but his dad Denny was up there. And I'll tell you this, you would have thought that, because they ended up opening the gates over in turn 1 and they let the fans down into the pit area, and you saw a bunch of fans that came over, and there was a couple fans that walked over, said hello to Wesley, and also a couple guys went up to Denny and said, "Oh my gosh, you're Denny Bonebrake, the Denny Bonebrake," and so they ended up getting autographs from him and also got pictures taken with him. So I thought that was actually pretty cool.
That is cool. That is really cool. Race fans, let's see if we can get Alan Saget to answer the phone. The one and only, the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
He'd make a good emergency room doctor. Dr. Alan Saget, please report to the emergency room.
Or a good pilot.
Ooh, pilot. I like that.
Hell,
What are you doing, fella?
I'm just waiting on you to call. Been waiting all day.
All day?
All day.
Man, I'd give up after about 5 minutes waiting on me.
That's what your wife told me.
Hey, don't let the cat out of the bag. People think I'm always on time. I'm never on time.
Hey, you don't do bad.
Man, how you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Good. Are you watching the Flow Racing 411 Speedway, or are you watching us, or trying to do both?
I'm watching you.
Excellent.
But I will check out the Flow Racing here when the show's over.
Outstanding. Well, we're glad that you're with us tonight, and you were out and about this past weekend. We still got a lot of racing going on. The fans seem to want more racing, and things seem to still be pretty positive in our area.
Yeah, no doubt, Danny, and we're getting some great weather. I can remember years ago, October would be pretty cold, and we're still in shirt sleeve weather, even people wearing shorts at the races. So even late at night, more than a hoodie needed so far. So enjoy this good weather and get out to a race.
Well, Alan, you got some really good arch doors and more tonight, and I'll turn the microphone over and let you run with that.
All right, Danny, for this week's Arch Doors and More Racing Memorabilia Auction to benefit the Injured Drivers Fund for the Auto Racing Club of Hagerstown, we have a Darrell Lanigan number 29B door panel. This door came from the Hall of Fame driver in his 2020 season when Darrell Lanigan was driving the Barry Wright race car's house car for car owners Sean and Lisa Martin on the World of Outlaws circuit. Veteran driver Lanigan from Union, Kentucky was inducted into the prestigious National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame this summer. So this is your chance to own a nice piece of memorabilia from one of the most accomplished dirt late model drivers of all time. This door carries the logos of Viper Motorsports sponsors Service Transport Incorporated, Mobile One, Kaiser Manufacturing, and Penske Shocks, along with decals from 28 other team product sponsors. So there's a lot of stuff on this door. So check that out tonight at 9 o'clock on the Auto Race Club of Hagerstown Facebook page. It'll be going up for bid at 9, and the auction lasts until next Tuesday night at 8:30. Along with the Darrell Lanigan door, Arch has a Kyle Deneen number 28 autograph door. This door came from the 2020 race season from the front-running second-generation driver Kyle Deneen of Centerville, Pennsylvania, who is one of the top pure stock drivers at the Bedford Fairgrounds and Greater Cumberland Speedways. He's been winning races and following well in the footsteps of his father, Jim Deneen, who won races and championships at the same speedway in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. This door came off of Kyle's Monte Carlo body race car, and it carries the Deneen family familiar number 28 in bright fluorescent orange color, along with the logo of Kyle's main sponsor, B&C Truck Sales of Claysburg, Pennsylvania. And it's also been very nicely designed by driver Kyle Deneen. Not too often do you get a shot to get a door off of one of the pure stock cars. So this is your chance.
Excellent. Alan, the Arch Club, it seems like things are really, really good for them right now. We got meetings going on. We got the banquet coming up after the first of the year. For the fans that are new to watching Dirt Tracking Tuesday, they need to become a member of the Arch Club, especially if they live in our immediate area, because there's so many good benefits that they offer.
Now, Danny, I tell everybody that being a member of the Auto Racing Club of Hagerstown is the biggest bargain in racing. It may be the biggest bargain in life. $10 for a membership. You get a monthly newsletter. You get discounts to go to some of the races. In fact, a couple of the tracks even let you in absolutely free on the Arch nights at the Frank Saggy Tribute Race at Hagerstown Speedway. Promoter Lisa Plessinger allows all Arch members in free of charge on that night. So right there, you're far ahead of your $10 investment to join the club. You're money ahead, and you have all the other tracks that will give you discounts and such. So, get on out and join Arch. It's a great organization, been around a long time. Arch has a monthly meeting every month, and we'd like to announce that the special guest speakers for this month's Arch membership meeting will be the 2+2 racing team of car owners Dave Wilt and Shane Wilt, along with driver Cody Kirshner and crew chief Mike Kirshner. The 2+2 team is coming off season in which they visited Victory Lane several times and captured the Hagerstown Speedway Pure Stock Division 4 Championship. The Wilts and Kirshners have some big plans for 2022, so they're going to share that information with the attendees on the night of the meeting. So mark that on your calendar and be sure to be on hand. The meeting is on the last Wednesday of this month, which is Wednesday, October 27th. And it's free to everyone. There's free food to everyone. So come on out and get your midweek racing fix.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to that one, especially some announcements coming from the Wilt family with Cody Kirshner and Shane, and that'd be great to see what the future holds for that 2+2 team. Alan,
should be real interesting.
Yes, it should. Alan, you always do a great job of recognizing the people that help build our sport, and unfortunately, we lost a few people this past week, and I know you got some tributes to cover tonight.
Yeah, Danny, unfortunately, we do. We're sorry to report last Wednesday's passings of Peggy of Middle River, Maryland, after a long illness. She fought a brave fight. But Peggy was the daughter of 50s and 60s Baltimore area racer Jim Miller, who was best known in racing circles as the proprietor of Jim's Racing Tires. And he ran that business after his driving days were over. Great guy who kept a lot of racers in racing by giving them deals, extending them credit. He was just a good guy for the sport. Peggy was his daughter. She grew up going to the races, first to watch her dad race, and then later to cheer on the driving of her brothers Jim Miller and Brian Miller. Peggy Miller was 68 years old. We need to recognize the recent passing of David Snook of Mifflin, Pennsylvania. David was the son of veteran super late model and limited late model driver Todd Snook, who took David to the races from the time he was old enough to walk, and had his son in Victory Lane with him many times over the years. David also did some racing himself, driving and winning in go-karts when he was growing up. In recent years, he enjoyed helping his younger brother Lane Snook with his very successful go-kart racing endeavors. David did a lot of different things in his life: hunting, fishing. He was a great artist, a horseback rider, and he raced go-karts. But he always went back to the place he liked to go all of his life, Port Royal Speedway. In fact, he was in attendance at the races at his local Port Royal track the night before his passing. David Snook was just 22 years old and will be sorely missed by his family and friends. And then finally, limited late model racing in central Pennsylvania lost one of its top drivers of the 1970s and 1980s era with Saturday's passing of Mr. Ed Hake of Dover, Pennsylvania. Ed will go down in the history books as the first point champion of the Trailway Speedway when the Hanover, Pennsylvania track opened in 1974. Ed drove his silver and black 1955 Chevy number 91 to that championship. Ed went with the number 91 because he was a big fan of sprint car driver Kenny Weld back in the day. Ed's later cars carried the number 5, which came from him being a fan of late model driver Denny Bombre. Along with his Trailway Speedway track championship, Ed also won the Susquehanna Speedway point title 10 years later in 1984. He won many features at both of those tracks and also at the old Silver Spring Speedway. He was a familiar face in Victory Lane back in those years. Ed retired from driving at an early age to devote more time to raising his young family, but he did get the opportunity to crawl back into a race car again in 2012, thanks to his longtime friends, the Slanker family, who allowed him to hot lap the street stock driven at the time by Tommy Slanker. Judging by the picture on your screen of him sitting in the black number 1 Camaro, Ed enjoyed every minute of it. Accomplished racer Ed Hake was 71 years old. We also like to send out some get well wishes to a couple members of the Timmons family-owned D&D Auto Recycling number 2T super late model team. Everyone's doing better now, but Skylar Barnhart, the fiance of driver Kyle Lee, and also crewman Wes Shiflett, were both they're both at home now, recuperating after recent hospital visits. We're happy to report that both are doing well. We hope to see them both back at the track very soon.
Excellent. Alan, as always, we appreciate you, brother. Man, you do a great job of recognizing the people that build our sport, and thank you for doing that tributes to all 3 of those great individuals. We just can't thank you enough for what you do behind the scenes.
Nope, glad to do it. Wish we didn't have to do it, Danny, but we do want to recognize these people, and our best wishes go out to their families and friends.
Alan, we are at that time of year where I get kind of anxious. I want to see scheduling come out, and we won't see it for probably some tracks will put it out in December time frame, and then most don't put it out till after the first of the year. Are you hearing any buzz whatsoever as to any big races in our immediate area coming up in 2022, or is everything still kind of up in the air?
Well, I've talked to a couple of the promoters here within the last week. They are working, and there's some things in the works, some talks going on about the scheduling for next year and some new races. Nothing is concrete yet, but it takes a little time putting all this together, and the tracks sort of need to bounce off each other what they're doing so they can schedule these strategically so everyone's not on top of each other. But there is some good things in the works, so stay tuned to Turn 5. We'll have the inside information for you as soon as things start to come around and they get some things locked down.
We are very blessed to live where we live because we're lucky enough to where we can see the All-Star Circuit of Champions, the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, Lucas Oil Series, World of Outlaw late models. We got 2 different modified series as far as big blocks. We got a couple different E-Mod series. We got the 305 Sprint series. We have the ULMS series. I mean, the list goes on and on. We are very blessed to live where we live because almost every weekend, if you're willing to drive anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, you can see a major event, which is really nice. You kind of pick and choose where you want to go.
Yeah, sometimes it's a hard choice knowing which direction to go. You can go north, south, east, or west, and hit a good one in either direction. So that's a good thing. We just need to keep supporting these tracks to allow them to keep putting on these type of shows for us that we like.
Well, speaking of big shows, 2022 is just around the corner. I know as soon as your father's race was over this year, the Frank Sage Tribute at Hagerstown, you were already starting to plant some seeds for 2022. I know you're going to be working diligently to put on another great event to honor not only your father, but somebody or some ones, there might be more than one, for 2022.
Yeah, I definitely got some things in mind. We have to get a couple things figured out here on a date and get a couple things resolved, but Frank Sage Tribute will be coming back to Hagerstown Speedway in 2022, and we will have 3 new honorees for this year's race. And keep staying tuned to Turn 5. This will be the first place you're going to hear about it.
Oh, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Oh, we appreciate that, Alan. Alan, we got a few more minutes here, and one of the events that's coming up, and you were very instrumental in connecting Turn 5 to the Natural Bridge Speedway, October the 23rd. We thought the Natural Bridge Speedway was going to be done racing, but it looks like on October the 23rd, they're going to have the American All-Star Series come to town. That's going to be a really cool event down there at Natural Bridge Speedway.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear about this. John Philpott and his staff are stepping in to promote this race. He'll be on the show here a little later to tell all the listeners and viewers about this. Real good deal. We wish them all the best. Hope that they get good weather and good fan and race car support. That's a neat place down there. Good racetrack that everyone likes to go to. And glad to see John stepping up to the plate and having a real good late season event down there at Natural Bridge.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. Did you ever race on the track before they changed it from a half mile into the current configuration that it is today, or was that before you started racing?
That was a little before my time. I raced on it in the configuration that it's in now, but never when it was 5/8 mile. I did go there a couple times to watch when I was a kid. My father actually announced a 200-lap late model race they had there on a Sunday afternoon when I was a kid. And their normal announcer was not able to be there. The promoter called my father, and I went along. And I remember a guy walked up to my father and said, "Frank, there's a guy here named Gerald Chamberlain from up in your neck of the woods." He said, "Is that guy any good?" Dad looked at the guy, and he said, "You come back and see me at the end of the day, and you tell me if Chamberlain's any good."
Excellent.
At that time, Gerald Chamberlain was the top driver in the big block modifieds at the Reading Fairgrounds and other tracks in the Northeast. And he built a late model car to run some races there in the fall. And he went down there for that 200-lap race, and he showed those guys the way around Natural Bridge. And he definitely showed he was pretty doggone good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Alan, we got a
I
few.
do remember that.
We've got a few more minutes, Alan. What else you got for us tonight?
Well, we know that Scott Bloomquist has announced that he will be on hand for the Bedford Fairgrounds Speedway's $25,000 to win Keystone Cup event in a couple weekends here. Whether he's your favorite or not, I've always said that any race Scott Bloomquist is in is a little more interesting because of him being in it. And we're sure that will be the case at Bedford again here in 2 weeks. This weekend, top Air Limited late model driver Devin Hart of Port Royal, Pennsylvania, is taking his number 33K team and traveling out on the road to this weekend's Dirt Track World Championship at the Portsmouth Raceway Park in Portsmouth, Ohio, to race in the steel block late model portion of the program. Devin is having a great 2021 season. He's won features at several area tracks and is leading the Port Royal Speedway Limited late model point standings with one race left. And this comes after clinching the Selinsgrove Speedway track point championship last month. So this will be Devin's first time racing at Portsmouth Raceway Park and his first time racing in the state of Ohio. We wish Devin Hart and his team the best of luck this weekend. And we also found out this afternoon that area driver Kyle Lear and Ray Ciccarelli are also both going out to Portsmouth with their limited late model cars to race in that steel block portion of the program this weekend. So we wish all those guys the best. Let them carry the flag for our area. The super late model drivers that we know of heading to Portsmouth for this Saturday night's $100,000 to win Dirt Track World Championship for the Lucas Oil Series include Greg Satterley, Rick Eckert, and Mason Ziegler. Satterley and his Robbie Allen-led team have been running red hot this year, and that number 22 car has been a top contender everywhere they've gone this season. Eckert is a former Dirt Track World Championship winner. He took the top money in 2004 when the race was held in Kentucky. Ziegler and his team are capable of running up front and winning anywhere in the country. So we wish all three of these teams and the drivers the best of luck also, and hope one of them is able to bring that $100,000 back to their Pennsylvania home base.
Excellent.
Indeed. And Alan, question for you. Earlier in the show, we were trying to settle a debate. Is it Portsmouth or Portsmouth? How's it pronounced?
Well, it's spelled mouth, but everyone always talked to me and they called it Portsmouth. So I guess you probably can't go too far wrong either way.
Okay.
That settles the debate then.
Right
Thank you, Alan.
Yeah.
Alan,
nobody's wrong.
That's right. Alan, we appreciate you, brother, and thank you so much. Travel safe this weekend, regardless of what track you're going to, and thank you for everything you do with the vintage pictures and what you do here for our show on Tuesday night.
Well, thank you, Danny. Just a couple other things I'd like to add. Kyle Hardy goes to Lernerville Speedway's Steel City Stampede race this weekend. He needs only to start the feature to clinch the 2021 Rush Touring Series Championship for the crate late models. Kyle has already won the Rush Sanctioned Weekly Series points, so he's looking to make it a clean sweep in the crate racing this season. So congratulations to him on just a tremendous season he's having so far. And one other thing we'd like to mention, to go along with your travel safe, we all travel many roads and many miles to attend races. Just an example of what can possibly happen and did happen to someone occurred this past Saturday night. I was actually on the phone with my good friend Gary Stuhler, who had attended Saturday's World of Outlaws sprint car race at Port Royal with his son Brandon. The Stuhlers were traveling home on Route 322 near Dauphin, Pennsylvania, when a car was heading straight for them on the wrong side of the 4-lane highway. That got Gary's attention on the phone, let me tell you. But thank goodness Brandon was driving and he was paying close attention to what was going on, and he got their car moved out of harm's way and avoided a potential accident. However, and very unfortunately, the errant driver on the wrong side of the road did hit a camper head-on a few minutes later. The camper had also came from Port Royal Speedway, and sadly, one of the passengers has died, and the other is in the hospital in critical condition. Keep this in mind while you're traveling to the races in the future. Always stay alert and pay close attention like the Stollers were to avoid any potential disaster. Our prayers go out to the family and friends of those fans who were involved in the accident. And we also want to mention that Casey Kane and his race team stopped by the accident scene to assist, and they did everything they could to help the situation. Bad things can happen to good people. Just like you said, Danny, everybody travel safe.
Absolutely. Alan, again, thank you, brother, and we'll be talking to you soon. We appreciate you, and hopefully we'll see you this weekend at a track near one of us. We appreciate you, Alan. Thank you so much.
Sounds good. You guys take care.
All right. Alan Sage, ladies and gentlemen. And one more time, Shay, who is the segment sponsor?
The segment sponsor is being brought to you in part by Byron's Racing Engines. They have a total of 25 wins this year. They specialize mostly with the steel block and limited late models, and they also are invest as well with super late models and also other divisions as well. If you guys are in the need for a racing engine, give Byron's Racing Engines a call at 814-448-2031. And race fans, we're going to be going to commercial break here, and on the other side, we're going to have the man, Billy Pouch Jr., on the line.
Booze Brothers Performance, your one-stop shop for all your racing needs, regardless of whether it's on the oval track or the drag strip, or even your hot rod. Booze Brothers Performance, they have you covered. Located just south of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, in Marion, PA. Booze Brothers Performance. Before you get behind the wheel of your race car, think about your safety. It should be number one. Hyatt Racing Products, specializing in your safety, with a full line of helmets, head and neck restraint systems, fire suits, gloves, and so much more. Located in Martinsburg, West Virginia. Give them a call today at 301-992-8367. Hyatt Racing Products. At Roy's Body Shop, no job is too big or too small. Our friendly staff will provide you with a free estimate, and our quality of service will meet or exceed your expectations. We also work with several insurance companies to ensure that you will be back on the road. Roy's Body Shop in Sykesville, Maryland. Give us a call today, 410-795-0912. RBS Auto and Trailer Sales, with locations in Sykesville, Maryland and McHenry, Maryland, carrying a full line of flatbed trailers, enclosed trailers, small utility trailers, and dump beds. And if you have something heavy, we got you covered there as well. RBS Auto and Trailer Sales, with locations in McHenry, Maryland and Sykesville, Maryland. Give us a call today. RBS Auto and Trailer Sales. Does the thought of painting your home or business stress you out to the point that you want to pull your hair out? Give Jimmy McFarland Custom Painting and Wall Coverings a call today. Put your mind at ease, as they will enhance the beauty of your home and business. Located in Winchester, Virginia, Jimmy McFarland Custom Painting and Wall Coverings, 540-327-5050.
DirtStation.com is a dirt track racing website containing full coverage races, highlight reels, and original short stories featuring drivers, tracks, and events going back nearly 80 years.
It is showtime at Williams Grove Speedway.
Well, race fans, we appreciate you tuning in tonight. If you have an opportunity, share this as much as you possibly can on your Facebook page or Twitter account or wherever social media leads you. You are watching Dirt Track and Tuesday, being brought to you by Booze Brothers Performance in conjunction with Sebco Village Mart. And this segment is being brought to you by Crim's Trailer Sales out of Front Royal, Virginia. Give them a call, 540-635-8201. Specializing in flatbeds, enclosed trailers, dump bed trailers, and they are also a Boss snowplow dealer. They can do full service down at Trim Trailer Sales in Front Royal, Virginia, 540-635-8201. Tony's been a longtime supporter of racing in the tri-state area, and we appreciate Tony and his staff down there at Crim's Trailer Sales, Front Royal, Virginia. All right.
As we are getting ready to call Billy up, I want to give a real quick shout out here to the Dog Pound from the Big Diamond Speedway for watching us here tonight. So I want to say hello to you guys.
Hello.
Hey, Billy, we're live on Dirt Tracking Tuesday. Danny Wilson here. How you doing, my friend?
Hey, doing good, guys. Yourself?
We're doing outstanding. Hey, thanks for taking time to be with us tonight. And I know you got a lot going on, trying to get ready for Port Royal Speedway this weekend, a big race up there for you guys. But again, thank you for being with us here for about 15 minutes. Your season has been jammed packed, and I was looking on your Facebook page. You've raced a little bit of everything this year. You've raced big blocks. You've run some sprint cars, and it looks like you were even in a midget a couple times. All in all, have you been pretty happy with the 2021 season?
Yeah, no, I've been very good with the 2021 season, to be honest with you. There, I think we won our 15th race last Friday night, so it's man, we've had a good year. We've won about 10 races with the Rick Holston bunch, and we spent all last night getting ready for Port Royal. So so all Ricky had to do was scale the cars tonight, and tonight I'm actually doing brakes on the front of my truck as we speak, so I can get back and forth to the racetrack. So it's this is the lovely side of racing people don't see, you know.
You know, and I tell people this all the time. They have no idea what goes on behind the scenes. Not only for you guys as far as maintaining your race car, but you got your vehicles that you have to maintain. But the track promoters as well, and the series promoters. You know, we as race fans, we see 3 to 4 hours worth of entertainment. What you guys see is days and days of work and travel. Sometimes people just have no idea.
No, they don't. There's a lot into this sport, man. There's a lot of everything that goes into every which play, and we just keep working at it, man. I mean, we're in here. You know, last night there was 5 of us working on the cars. Tonight there's 3 of us working on different shops. So it's a total different aspect and just nonstop all the time. And you know, you kind of get to this point of the year where you're kind of burned out, but there's a lot of money on the line, so you want to keep your aspect up and keep everyone motivated, and it's great when people want to come around and keep everything afloat, you know?
Billy, when you go to a track like Port Royal Speedway, big half mile, is this a track that you feel like fits your driving style, or do you know that this is a track that you're going to have to do a little bit more homework to be one of the top runners?
You know, last year we ran second on Thursday night, and then we had a throttle stick on Saturday, which ended in a big boom, as I like to say, or big bang. And we've always been good there. I don't know, man. Little tracks to small tracks, we've been pretty good about everywhere anymore. I used to really look around and say, okay, what's my niche here or whatnot? But it's kind of just like, all right, let's just go make this work, you know?
Billy, we have Shea Judy in the house. He's the guy that actually coordinated this event, and I think he's got a couple questions for you.
Nice. Always good to see him.
Yeah, hey Billy, I got a question to ask you here. The first one is that you do race pretty much you used to race Friday nights over at the Big Diamond Speedway back when their season was going on, and then you would also run the Short Track Super Series, and the Short Track Super Series could run pretty much anywhere in Pennsylvania, all the way out to the east to the Eastern Shore. I got to ask you. How much different is the clay from racing out in coal country in Pennsylvania compared to racing on the sand based dirt down at a track like Georgetown Speedway?
It's crazy the difference. Big Diamond's got like more of a silt-based clay or like a little crumbly clay, and you tend to really hang the right rear out a lot there more than you do at any other track. As compared to Georgetown, where you never know. If you get a little bit of water, Georgetown gets choppy, but just the nature of the environment and where the racetrack is located and what's involved into it, you know?
Yes, indeed. And
then you got the good red clay that Central PA has.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I was actually going to ask you, what kind of a racing surface would you prefer? Would you prefer like the red clay that Central Pennsylvania has, or the surface that you would get at tracks racing over on the Eastern Shore?
There's nothing like good old red clay, man. That thing gets slick to a top, slick and a little bit of bite. I'll tell you, anything anymore, any good racetrack has a top and a bottom. And if I can go anywhere on the racetrack, it's huge. That makes the world a lot better and a lot racier, you know?
Indeed. And this season, you pretty much have raced everything this year, from big blocks to small blocks. You also ran a speedster over at the action track this past summer, as well as a 410 sprint car. So I got to ask you, what haven't you raced yet this year?
A late model. Anybody out there? That's my next thing. I want to run a late model again, boys. So hopefully that comes in handy. I know you guys are down that way, so in a little bit of late model country. So maybe one day I will get into a late model or whatnot. But yeah, no, we've been able to drive modified sprint cars, midgets, speedsters. It's been a good year. I mean, we've had success in everything. We ran fourth in a 360 the other day, and we went to New York, got second. We won on Friday night with the modified, and we were leading this 410 wing race at Kutztown this year before kind of had something stupid happen. Someone taking my wing off. So it's a different animal. As anybody knows, I like to race sometimes more than I really should be racing, but that's okay, you know.
Indeed, and there's actually a couple guys down our way that would have thought about jumping into a modified. So maybe we could possibly see a ride swap with you and a couple of those racers down this way.
Yeah, you never know. That'd be a cool deal. You know, everything's about having fun and getting involved into it. And I always enjoy going out there and racing different types of vehicles. And maybe we can do something there. I know I'm coming out to BAPS there 11/13. I think it's Susky the 13th or whatever in November. So hopefully we'll see you up there for that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Billy, one of the things that has been a concern for some of our late model teams in our area, and even a handful of sprint car teams, is tires. Are you seeing that on the modified side of things, where tires is a little bit of a shortage?
Yeah, it got a little tight this summer, and I'll be honest with you, it kind of favored the big teams a little more than it should have, because we were all prepared for it, and we had a little more tire stock in play, which is interesting, but it's definitely been tough, man. I've gone to racetracks where they had no tires to sell. Right rears especially. Left rears have been pretty good to get by, but it's been interesting. It's gonna pertain to the next year. I'll be straight honest with you, So I don't see it getting any better.
Well, hopefully we can rebound from this. I think Shay's got another question for you.
Yes, indeed.
Yep.
We're in that time of the year where the modifieds are starting to run 100-lap races and 200-lap races. I know for the late models as well as the sprint cars, they do have a certain limit of how many laps that they can put on a motor before it needs to be refreshing. Usually it's around 700 to 800 laps. I was just curious, what is the I guess to kind of say like the lap capacity that you would need for the modified before the motor is considered to be lapped out. How many laps can you run on it?
About 1,000 to 1,200 laps is our limit on motors anymore, to be honest with you. So we put about that on it, and then that's about where we end up when we get to the end of it, and then we get it rebuilt. Then it's time to get things rebuilt and go from there.
I'm just curious because of what you've done with the sprint cars, the midgets, and then jumping into the big block modified. How can you tell a race fan? Because we have a lot of people down here that, again, are sprint car people and late model people. But when you jump from a modified into a sprint car, what is the significant difference between the two when as a driver, and how can you explain that to the average race fan?
Motor to weight ratio. You step on something with the same horsepower in a 1,200 pound less car, things happen a lot faster, and you got to keep everything balanced, and it's tough,
Well, when I see the modifieds out on the track, I just love watching you guys because you see the car kind of lop over on the right side. Unlike a sprint car, it does kind of move over to the right side, but you got that wing that's really pushing it down. The G-force, is it about the same between the two, or because of the speed, it's so different?
The speed they pull the wings pull the cars to the left so much more, where a modified rolls to the right. It's just the natural effect of our suspensions and the way things are built and the way it works, You've
accomplished so much in this sport, numerous wins this year as well as in the past. And I always ask, any driver, what is next for you, whether it's short term or long term? Where do you see yourself going in this sport?
Oh, you got to know your place in this sport. So you got to remember, I've been all the way to ARCA, I've driven all the way to Chili Bowl, driven about everything I could possibly think of. But you find a nice niche and you have fun. At the end of the sport, you got to have fun. People spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get to the top of this sport and waste a lot of money. Me, I'm just out here having fun, and what's next is what works and what comes down the opportunity. Right now, we're just focused on winning races. But as I said, I've been ups and downs. I've seen it all kind of pretty much at 34, to be honest with you. I could tell you stories of the road that, dude, God, you can only imagine. So it's been interesting. I mean, I'm probably people would kill me if I told them that we turned a chili bowl ride down the other day just because I didn't, and they're great people. Just can't do it all, man. With 2 kids, you got to figure out what you can do. So we're gonna go to Florida and go from there.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned the kids, because we had Jason Covert, a late model driver down our way, on the show last week, and I think as we get older, we look at things differently. Yes, racing is a priority in our life, but it may not be the number one priority. And it sounds like as you've gotten older, you've prioritized things a little bit differently, which to me sometimes makes us a better driver, makes us a better teammate with whomever we're racing with. And it does sound like you've kind of fallen into that category where things have changed, but changed in a good way for you.
Agreed. You got to know where it is. I mean, I'm not gonna run 100 races anymore. I'm gonna run 60 to 70, and hopefully we win 10 to 15. Are we gonna do our 30 to 40 like Stu Friesen or Matt Shepard? No, because I still have a regular job that I attend that's outside of racing. So you got to know your role and know your place in it, and you accept it, and then you take your time and put family first and enjoy the ride with the family.
Indeed. You've had the chance to race at a lot of racetracks over your career thus far. There's also, racetracks that don't have the big block or small block modifieds racing at them as regularly or even at all. I was just curious, is there maybe 1 or 2 racetracks that come to mind that you wish we're still running modifieds more on a regular basis?
Oh, I love Port Royal and I love Daps. They're one of my 2 favorite racetracks, to be honest with you, and I wish we ran a little more modified races at both of them. Maybe someday we'll get a little more in, but for now we get our 5-6 races a year, and it's very enjoyable.
Awesome. And another question I have for you is, you've had the chance to race over at the Bridgeport Speedway this year. A couple years ago, they ended up taking the racetrack and completely refiguring it. I got to ask you, do you prefer the current layout of the Bridgeport Speedway, or would you prefer the old 5/8 mile version of the track?
So have either of you seen the racing on the new track?
Only through Mandy Pouch's videos.
So through Flow, if you get a chance to watch it on Flow, it's phenomenal. They did a really nice job. It's different. It's wild. It keeps you on your toes. I look forward to going there, and I always enjoy my race trips there.
Billy, you had mentioned about the ARCA series, and that series, sometimes they have really good car counts, and sometimes it's a little challenging to get the cars there. When I look at the ARCA series, I kind of look at it as more of a stepping stone for somebody that wants to go into the NASCAR level. However, I also noticed that we have some veterans that still step into the ARCA series from time to time. From somebody that has actually raced in that series, how do you view that series? Is it a starter series, or is it a series that's just there, or what is the right way to share that with someone?
And I'll be honest, it's been 11, 12 years since I've been in the series, but it's good start. I used to try to get further in my career at the time, and then when it happened, it was kind of when money kind of washed up dry down south, but it was a cool experience. But it's a neat stepping stone, and I'll be honest with you, I'm so busy anymore, I don't get to follow it as much as I'd like to, so I don't really see a lot of it. It's become 2 bought rides, not earned rides, and that's just unfortunately the aspect of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And there is a lot of folks that do buy their rides, not just at that level, but even higher levels as well. I think Shay's got another question for you.
Yes, with looking into this weekend, we have 200 laps. I got to ask you, what is kind of the mindset that you're going to have going into this race, knowing that it is going to be a very long race? I mean, how do you mentally and physically prepare yourself for that 200 lap deal?
Got to set in and kind of like ride for a while there, you know what I mean, and just kind of do what we got to do and finish it up. So that's the whole key to it, and hopefully once you get in that rhythm, we can make it work, and it's just not being aggressive. It's a totally different style of racing.
What would it mean to you to come out on top? Obviously you want to win, but this is a pretty prestigious event for Port Royal to bring you guys into town. 200 laps, a lot of money on the line. What would it mean to you and your race team to come out on top?
It'd be huge. I mean, we won a lot of big races, but we this one would be probably our biggest. So, the guys we got behind us with Rick Olson Motorsports and Atlantic Sprinkler, Pioneer Pole Buildings, everyone that makes it go, my group of guys is phenomenal. So it's probably the closest thing you can have to a family in racing. So it's hopefully it comes out and we can put it where we need to be.
Billy, I don't want to hold you any longer, but I do want to give you an opportunity to thank all those folks that are on that race car and the folks behind the scenes that helped put you in victory lane.
So I'm just hoping you can follow me a little more since you had to read up on me on Facebook here a little bit.
I did.
I really felt unheard here. You know what I mean? I was a little bit done on that one, you know? So I guess I'm not doing a good enough job. So that means I got to step up the game, Jay. So,
man,
you know, you got to be
killing
honest. There's a million people that make this thing go up and around the road. I could go on and on, but I've just great people, great bunch of guys, great sponsors. I'm just a lucky buddy behind the wheel that gets to enjoy this, the thing that's called Ride in the Racing, and enjoy it, man. Like I said, it's awesome. I could go on and tell you about everyone that's helped me, but they are just, it's an army, man. I'm telling you, if I went through it, we'd be here for an hour. So great group of guys, great people. We do awesome. You know, with our apparel, even our apparel girls sell a great job. Man, we got really cool. Hope you guys can come see us a little more and hopefully get out to some races this year.
Excellent, Billy.
What would be the best way to be able to follow you and your racing career season?
Check it out on Facebook, Billy Pouch Jr. Racing, or some of my other some other stuff. My sister does a lot of vlog and stuff between me and her future husband. We were on there a lot, so. You know, there's a lot of different cool things we do. We're very big on the social media aspect, or at least they are, and I kind of ride the curtails. So we're out there, man. Check us out. Come see us this weekend in Port Royal, or come see us anywhere. You definitely can't miss us.
Well, Billy, you made a fan out of me really quick, and I appreciate you being on the show tonight. Good luck getting your vehicle fixed as far as the brakes, and good luck this weekend as well.
Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure. Hopefully I see you at a race, and you don't have to read about me on Facebook.
Thanks, Billy. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh, man, I had that one coming. I deserve that.
I will tell you this. YouTube. I will tell you this honestly. Mandy Pouch, Billy's sister that we were just talking about, she actually has helped turn me on the modifieds a little bit more. You know, back 3 years ago, I had no idea, you know, really what the modifieds really were. Like, I knew what the car was, but I didn't really quite understand the modified deal.
Right.
And then, you know, after watching her, I was able to catch on pretty quickly. And so I'm going to recommend you watching Mandy Pouch's videos on YouTube.
I don't watch a lot of modified stuff, and I feel guilty.
Nor did I. And guess what? I got turned on with that, and with the help of a couple other, you know, modified people. There you go.
There you go. Hey, this segment has been brought to you by Crims Trailer Sales in Front Royal, Virginia. Give them a call, 540-635-8201. Crims Trailer Sales. Flatbeds, closed trailers, dump beds, and also Boss Snowplows. Crims Trailer Sales, Front Royal, Virginia. You can also find them on Facebook, 540-635-8201. And Shay, one more time here, we got the Natural Bridge Speedway coming up on October the 23rd. Looking forward to that event as well. That is the American All-Star Series event coming up. That is Fan and Race Appreciation Night. That is Saturday, October the 23rd at Natural Bridge Speedway. And kids, make sure you bring your bikes out because they're going to have the kids' bike race during intermission. Shay,
I think you would qualify for that too, wouldn't you?
I probably would. A lot of them kids are taller than me, so it is what it is.
You said it, not me.
All right, race fans, we're going to take our final commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking with John on the phone about the Natural Bridge Speedway and a few other items. Stick with us, share this as much as you possibly can, and if you're a modified driver, please don't hate me. I'm just not acclimated to that just yet.
I like modifieds. I like modifieds. I'll get the shirt that says it.
I like modifieds. I like modifieds. I like watching them. I just got a lot to learn from them.
Yes, you do.
We'll be right back.
Antietam Media Services has been helping tell our county's story for over 3 decades by capturing the people and events that make us unique. The best way to enjoy our local programming is by tuning in to WCL-TV channels 806 and 6, or download the WCL-TV on the Go app for your mobile device and watch many of our archived events like the Mummers Parade, Showcase of Bands, high school sports, and much more. More than ever, Antietam Media Services and our programming is here for you on all of your devices.
If you're looking for insurance, look no further than Viper Risk Management Group. Founded in 2010 and has grown into a multi-state insurance and risk management firm centrally located in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Since the company's inception, which started with just 4 states of authority, the company has grown to where they're doing business in 19 states across the country. So whether it's a personal item that you own, health or life insurance, or even retirement, you owe it to yourself to call Sean and Lisa Martin from Viper Risk Management Group. You can also find them online, Viper Risk Management Group.
From time to time here at RBS Auto and Trailer Sales, people will stop in and ask, what type of trailers do you carry? Well, we like to think that we carry everything you need, regardless of whether it's heavy duty or light duty, cargo trailers or flatbed trailers, or whatever you may need. RBS Auto and Trailer Sales, with locations in McHenry, Maryland and Sykesville, Maryland. Give us a call today. Regardless of whether it's a small dent, a medium-sized dent, or even those large dents, Roy's Body Shop, we have you covered. From start to finish, our team is up to date on all the technology, paints, and applications to give you a finish that is second to none. Roy's Body Shop in Sykesville, Maryland.
DirtStation.com is a dirt track racing website containing full coverage races, highlight reels, and original short stories featuring drivers, tracks, and events going back nearly 80 years.
It is showtime at Williams Grove Speedway.
Sebco Village Mart, open 24/7, located in Marion, PA on Route 11. Get your gas, cold and warm food, drinks, and goodies at Sebco Village Mart.
Well, race fans, we appreciate you tuning in tonight here on Dirt Track and Tuesday. And this final segment is being brought to you by Red Devil Barbecue. And folks, if you have never eaten Red Devil Barbecue, you have no idea what you're missing. Red Devil Barbecue will be at the Bedford Speedway on October the 16th. And then again, for their final race, October the 22nd and 23rd, Red Devil Barbecue is where it's at. Shay, these people have no idea what they're missing.
You guys are missing a slice of heaven here on earth. And there is no understatement whatsoever. It is very, very good. The food is good, whether you guys are in for brisket or you guys are in for pork, or if you guys are even in for nachos, there you go. It is good.
Krabby fries.
Oh my gosh, the Krabby fries are good. My goodness gracious! If any of you guys love Old Bay seasoning, you gotta try the Krabby fries. They are out of this world.
Red Devil Barbecue is this segment sponsor. Shay, Natural Bridge Speedway sometimes gets overlooked because it's kind of like in the middle of, I don't want to say nowhere because it's conveniently off of 81, but you got the closest track north of here, there is 2 hours plus away. Closest track south of there is probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours away. And then you go west, kind of the same thing. There's not a track that's really close to Natural Bridge. So it's just kind of stuck out there on an island by itself in a sense.
Yeah, yeah, it does, and it is a track that does get overlooked. But when you think about it, they're actually bringing in drivers and also some fans from actually not, just from the state of Virginia, but also from West Virginia, and because they are that close to the North Carolina Tennessee borders, you can also bring in, fans from both there too.
Well, we're going to get John Philpott on the phone and chat with him for a few minutes about this event and some of his other activities that he may have going on. So he did confirm, so hopefully he'll answer.
Hello.
Hey, John. Danny Wilson here. We're live on Dirt Tracking Tuesday. How you doing tonight?
Doing good, sir. How about you guys?
Oh, we're doing great. Hey, thanks for taking time to be with us to talk about this big event coming up at Natural Bridge Speedway on October the 23rd. That looks like it could be one of the top events for that facility and maybe one of the top events for the area as well. How did you get involved with this event as far as being behind the scenes and helping promote it?
Well, this event is kind of unique. I had promoted a couple of races last year and kind of got my foot in the door with the Speedway and everything. And this year I went out on my own and booked a super late model race and with the Ultimate guys and Kelly Carlton. That was huge. Brandon Overton won there, which he's won everywhere this year. But to have him, show up at the racetrack and along with all the other guys, it was huge. So that really built momentum. And then we had another race July 30th with Joe and the American All-Star Series, and it was huge. So this event in particular, I had planned and wanted to do it. Wasn't really sure what was going to happen with the Speedway. There was some talk of ownership changes and everything, and I kind of put the event on the back burner. And then once the ownership did change hands, we got together and I told him my idea and what I wanted to do, and here we are. The only thing about it is I feel like I didn't get it time enough to promote it properly, but coming off of the heels of our last race there, the American Crate All-Star deal, I pretty much went back with that same program. It was a huge success, and with other events going on in the area, I know Bedford has their big super race that weekend, and there's some super races going on in the Carolinas. I didn't want to get too carried away with purses and whatnot and everything, and with this being the ownership's first kind of go at it, I kind of wanted to go the well and do what we knew we could do best. And so I really think that it can be a good deal. Wanted to do something for the kiddos. I always have a soft spot for the kiddos, and so you have to love the kiddos, and they have great fans. You touched on that too. The fans there are awesome. They really, really, really love that Speedway, and so it does me a great pleasure to see them enjoy these events as much as I do.
John, it's my understanding that this facility, at one time it had the drag strip. I believe it's closed down. Are you able to share with us who the new owner is, or is that still kind of, I don't want to say top secret, but still kind of in the works to be able to put that together?
It is. It's not really top secret. The new general manager's name is Joseph Glassford, and Joe and I have been going back and forth. We actually met over at my house a few weeks ago, and got good insight. He has been over there every day doing improvements, just general upkeep. Getting some of the buildings up to par. Weed eating, bush hogging. I'll let him go into more detail what he wants to do and everything. I'm sure they'll post on Facebook and everything. But I will say that the changes will be good. Next year looks really good. I do know that. He's committed to doing the right things, and I'm committed to still doing my thing there. 2022 looks really good for us. Next year, different series are going to come in, and it's going to be a good deal for racing in the area. But it's also going to be better for the fans. It's going to be better for the drivers. moving forward with what's gonna take place.
Excellent. John, are you still very much involved with go-kart racing, or is that kind of slowly taking a back burner for you to allow you to focus on promotional stuff?
Yeah, I mean, a go-kart race is all I know. I started racing when I was 5, and I hung it up 2008, and I couldn't be away from the racetrack, and so I got on the business side of it, and to try to get my fix, and I got good at it, and it was just one of those things where I mentioned the kiddos. I mean, I have a soft spot for those guys, and to see you build relationships over time, with those guys, and and like I said, you see them getting older. They move on to doing different things. I know Eli Beats is racing out at 411 tonight. Eli raced with us, in doing the go-kart deal. And there's just so many of these guys, that you watch and come up through the ranks. Of course, Brandon Brown, he was another one. So, it's one of those situations where you see people and you see these guys and they race with you, and to see them succeed is really good. But I'm very much involved with the go-kart thing. I'm not going to give that up. That's my bread and butter. I love those guys so much. But I do have a soft spot for dirt car racing. I grew up on that. My son, he loves it. And so that's kind of what drives me to do what I do. Sometimes I have too much on my plate, but hey, you only got one crack at this, so I'm going to do all I can.
Absolutely. We got Shea Judy in the house. He's got a question for you, John.
Yes, sir.
Actually, it was a question, but also followed up with a compliment. This year, the Natural Bridge Speedway was able to really kind of open their book up this year. They were running the 305 sprint cars down there. They also ran, for the first time in 6 years, the Super Late Models came back down there with the Ultimate Super Late Model Series. I'm just curious, what else do you guys have planned for your speedway? You guys are going to try to run UMP modifieds, more Super Late Model races? I mean, what all are you guys trying to do for 2022?
I know Joe wants to focus on a strong weekly program. That's the biggest thing that him and I had talked about, and I know that's what he wants to do is have a strong weekly program with stability, tech. He wants to have concessions in-house again. He wants to really build on that, and with again, the rule structure is in place, but he just wants to make it better. And as far as the touring series, I've already spoken with Joe Rush at the American All-Star Series and Kelly at the Ultimate Deal. We are going to have multiple super races and multiple crate races, touring races there next year. I've also been in contact with some of the top touring super late model series in the country, and they definitely have their ears perked up as what we're doing at Natural Bridge next year. So like I said, I can tell you that there will be multiple touring events there next year.
Back a couple of years ago, I can remember one of the biggest events that the Natural Bridge Speedway used to have was an event called the Fall Classic. They still run it, but it seems like it kind of had lost its luxury a little bit there. I know that they did run Super Late Models there, and they also ran a lot of other deals. And one of the things that really that stuck out to me was that a couple times when you guys ran the Fall Classic, you actually had some NASCAR drivers who came up, whether they came up to spectate or they came to race. I know Austin Dillon had the chance to come up there and race with you guys. I'm just curious, could we possibly maybe see the return of the Fall Classic in Natural Bridge, possibly in the future?
Yeah, like I said, I know that that he has big plans as far as that goes. I know several years ago, it was a super late model deal, and they brought in huge car counts. I'm not really sure if it was sanctioned or not, but I do know they usually ran it the first weekend of October, and it's kind of went from a sanctioned deal to an unsanctioned deal to it's basically a glorified local event. And yeah, the car counts have suffered. I think just in turn with with different speedways racing on that weekend and whatnot. Not really sure what's going on, but like I said, with the change in engines, I know it went from a super deal to a limited deal, steel block deal, so that could in turn play a part in it. And but like I said, I do know that the plans are to make that event more of a prominent deal next year and in the future. Me personally, I'd love to see the return of something like that, to be a staple of kind of Natural Bridge. People think of the Fall Classic, they think of Natural Bridge Speedway. So, that's something that I know he wants to do, and I want to see happen as well.
Excellent. Now I want to go back to your days as driving go-karts. Was there one driver that you always look forward to racing against, whoever it may be, whether it was a big name guy that everybody knows, or maybe a driver that nobody really might know who it was at the time?
Oh gosh, I've raced with so many over the years, but I will say one of the ones that really stuck out in my mind was Adam Petty, and he had so much talent. And you hear the cliches. He's so much like his grandpa and everything, but that was true. He could. Him and I were almost the same age, and he had that natural talent. He had the raw ability to drive a race car, and sure, he had the pedigree, but the natural talent that he had, it was uncanny. He's one of those guys. He was one of those guys. He's kind of like a Kyle Larson. He's a generational talent. You could sit him in any seat and he would make it run. And so I do, I enjoyed racing against him. I only got to race against him a handful of times, but he was just one of those guys. He was nice in outside the seat. But when you put the helmet on, he had business to do, and you always wanted to race against somebody like that made you better. And anytime you could beat somebody last name of Petty, you felt like you done something.
Mm-hmm.
So he stepped up everybody's game, and to see him come up through the ranks, and of course, what happened. It was a bad deal, and I remember when that happened, and it was terrible. So, but his. Let's see, I guess it would be Kyle's sister, Rebecca. Her son, Harrison, he raced karts up until a few years ago. So her and I kind of got to reconnect and, talk about those days and everything. So it's a good deal. And actually one of Adam's old go-karts is down in the Petty Museum. And, if you go down around them, and you can actually check it out and see it, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Now I got to ask you this. You mentioned Adam Petty. Did you ever have the chance to race against Brian Vickers or even Denny Hamlin? By any chance?
I never raced against Hamlin. Hamlin raced at Capital City. He was I don't want to say he was kind of a local guy, but he didn't really step out and do a lot of traveling. But I did race against Vickers. Yeah, Vickers was a little bit younger than I was, but yeah, I do remember Vickers for sure.
Excellent.
John, we're just around the corner from this big event down at Natural Bridge Speedway, and you have some other divisions that are going to be racing. You got late models, sportsmen, street stocks, pure stocks, and then you got the bicycle race for the kids. Again, this seems like this is going to be a really good way to kind of end the season for Natural Bridge Speedway. I want to give you a few minutes to try to really sell this to the fans to get them to come down to Natural Bridge Speedway on October the 23rd.
Well, what you're going to see, you're going to see a 100%, dedicated show. We're going to put forth all of our effort into having, tech. The racetrack is going to be top notch. You can race from top to bottom on that speedway, and we're going to give the fans, something to watch. It's going to be a show. You're going to see our last event there. We had 33 great late models. I really think we're going to surpass that. We actually have a guy coming out of Carolina He's been racing a mod, and it's his first show in a 604 crate late model. He's been tearing up the mods now for a long time. He's going to come up and race with us. He's actually an go-kart guy. So we're looking forward to having, Stephen Padula come up and race with us at that race. We got a lot of interest from the guys in West Virginia in Kentucky that have kind of ended their seasons, and they want to come west on 64 and come race with us. And looking at this date, with the exception of a few super races going on north and south of us, the calendar is pretty much wide open, and that's one of the main reasons why I chose this date. It's a weekend before the short track nationals at Charlotte. And tires aren't going to be an issue. We're going to do the American All-Star tire rule, so it's a fairly open tire deal. The biggest thing we want is the guys from up in this area. We want the Hagerstown, Potomac, Winchester, crowd to come down and race with us. It's going to be a legit sanctioned deal, and even our late model class, will be tech. Everything will be, on the up and up, and we want those support divisions, definitely, to pack it out, and we're going to give you guys a great surface to race on. The payouts are going to be great, and you're going to come watch some great racing, and hopefully we can have good weather and knock this thing out of the park and go out 2021 with a bang, and we can come right back and leave a good taste in everybody's mouth. That way they can come back and they want more next year.
Well, John, we really appreciate this, man. This is going to be a great event, and thank you for taking time to be with us tonight and covering this event and a little bit of your background as far as racing. And we got just a few more minutes. Final thoughts for the race fans as we close out Dirt Tracking Tuesday. John, you still there?
Yeah, I got you.
Final thoughts for the race fans as we close out the show.
Well, I'll tell you what, like I said, I think that, it's going to be a good deal. I can't wait, to do this. It's going to be really awesome. I can't, thank you guys enough for letting me to be on and talk about this. And, just really looking forward to, getting started on it. And, stay tuned to my Facebook page. I'm going to be doing some more drawings for some free tickets, some free gate passes. Got a few other tricks up my sleeve as well. So again, thank you guys, very much for doing this, and look forward to seeing everybody on the 23rd.
Excellent, John. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Good luck here in a couple of weeks, and we look forward to chatting with you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. Man, I tell you what, that's going to be a really nice event down there at Natural Bridge Speedway. And what a way to kind of finish the season off for that racetrack.
Yes, indeed, and for sure. And, plus, with what he said, he picked a really good weekend because you have a lot of teams that are going to be going down to Charlotte for the Short Track World Championship down at Concord. So, you have the chance to really kind of, if you would, kind of test and tune this before you go down there, on the big track as well. But yeah, it sounds like the 2022 season for Natural Bridge is going to be one definitely to remember, and I'm actually looking forward to when they actually do release their schedule.
Absolutely. Well, this segment's being brought to you by Red Devil Barbecue. Don't forget, October the 16th, 22nd, and 23rd, they'll be at Bedford Speedway. And folks, if you have never eaten Red Devil Barbecue, you have no idea what you're missing. Go to the races with an empty stomach and get some of that Red Devil Barbecue, regardless of what it is, whether it's a sandwich, fries. Just get some of that food because it is so good no matter what you get.
And there's a 99.9% chance that on October 22nd, 23rd weekend for the Keystone Cup, you will see Danny Wilson and myself camped out next to that trailer all weekend. I can guarantee you.
We'll be walking out of there fast as a tick. Red Devil Barbecue, this segment sponsor. Appreciate them. Real quick, I want to thank Trim Creller Sales for being one of our segment sponsors out of Front Royal, Virginia. Not only are they carrying flatbeds, open beds, dump beds, but they're also a Boss snowplow dealer as well in Front Royal, Virginia. Byron's Racing Engines, over 25 wins this year. They can build you a motor, kind of specializing in steel blocks, but they'll do whatever is needed to help you out. And then Garvin Signs in Greencastle, Pennsylvania. Those guys clearly do a great job as well with all the great offers that they have going on for your business or your race team. We appreciate each and every one of them. Shay, final thoughts for the race fans.
I just want to say, obviously, the season's starting to wind down, and hopefully you guys can hit up some races here as quickly as you can. But I actually want to leave you with a little bit more of a kind of a different note here. You know, there's two different types of people out there in this world. You got those that, you know, like to go out there and work really hard for what it is that they have. And then you have those that would like to sit on the porch and just kind of wait for something to come up and get handed to them. And I just want to say, you know, that for those that sit on the porch, nothing ever comes to them. If you guys ever wanted to accomplish something, you had to get up and you had to start pounding the dirt. So whatever you guys want to do, regardless if it's big or small, go out there and get off the porch and do it.
Amen to that. You got to put your mind to it, and you got to have the desire to make it work.
Yep.
And it's not easy to get to where you want to be, but it's worth it in the end.
Yes, it is. Now, it is easy to, you know, take somebody else's credit, but it is definitely a lot more satisfying when you can actually look back and say, you know what, I put that time and effort in.
Absolutely. Well, race fans, we're going to be at a track near you somewhere this weekend. So if you see us, say hi to us. We'll be wearing our Turn 5 shirts as we're going around. Speaking of Turn 5 shirts, let's see, I got one here. Don't forget.
Don't fall off the chair.
I know, about went down. MB Sports Collectibles, they'll be at a track near you. This is the Turn 5 shirt. You can pick them up at MB Sports Collectibles. You can also order them online as well. Show your support to Turn 5. And
tell Marshall we said hello.
That's right. Tell Marshall we said hello. Oh, race fans, don't forget we'll be back on the air next Tuesday. And if you're watching on Antietam Media, jump over and give us a like on Facebook. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. Again, we'll be back on the air next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. here on Turn 5's Facebook page. On behalf of Shay Judy, Alan Saggy, Corey Simmons, I'm Danny Wilson. Thank you all so much. And enjoy your week. Travel safe, because we want to see you at the races and also see you back here on the air with us next Tuesday night. Take care, and God bless.